Right now, in this exact moment, you're wearing a mask. And the scariest part? You've been wearing it so long you think it is your face. Every day the real you suffocates a little more under the weight of who you're pretending to be. Your soul is screaming, but you've learned to ignore it. Today, we're ripping off that mask, and warning, what's underneath might terrify you. What if I told you that the person everyone knows as you, your friends, your family, even the person you see in the mirror, is actually a carefully constructed lie? Not a malicious lie, a survival mechanism, a psychological armor you built so long ago, you forgot you were wearing it. Carl Jung called it the persona, from the Latin word for the masks worn by actors in ancient plays. But this isn't ancient history, this is your life. Right now. Today, we're diving into why your psyche created this false self and how it's literally rewiring your brain. We'll explore the 3 ways your authentic self is dying, and the symptoms you're already feeling. I'll reveal the shadow integration technique that will resurrect who you really are, and we'll discover why this internal death and rebirth is the most important work you'll ever do. But I need to warn you, once you see this, you can't unsee it. Ready? Let's go. Picture yourself at 5 years old, your pure consciousness, raw authenticity. You laugh when you want to laugh, you cry when you need to cry, you are who you are, unfiltered. Then it happens. Maybe your parent says, stop being so sensitive. Maybe kids at school mock something you love. Maybe you express anger and get punished. In that moment, your psyche makes a decision that will haunt you for decades. Being myself is dangerous. I need to be someone else to be loved. This is the birth of your persona. Here's where it gets dark. Neuroscience shows us that every time you suppress your authentic response and choose the acceptable one, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways. Dr. Gabor Mate's research on authenticity and attachment reveals something terrifying. Children will sacrifice authenticity for attachment every single time. Why? Because attachment equals survival. Your 5-year-old brain thinks, if they abandon me, I die. So you start the performance. You become the good kid, the tough one, the funny one, the smart one, the one who never complains, whatever keeps you safe and loved. Jung identified multiple layers of personas, but let's focus on the 3 that are killing you right now. First, there's the professional persona. This is who you are at work, in formal settings, competent, put together, never showing weakness. Studies show 67% of people feel like completely different people at work. That's not adaptation, that's soul fragmentation. Then there's your social persona, your Instagram self, the person at parties, the one who laughs at jokes you don't find funny, who agrees with opinions that make you sick. Dr. Sherry Turkle from MIT found that social media has created what she calls the tethered self. We're now performing even when we're alone. The most insidious is the family persona. This is who you are around family, often frozen at whatever age you were when the trauma happened. You're 35 but become 13 around your mother. You're successful but feel like a failure at family dinners. Here's what nobody tells you. The persona works too well. People like your mask. They reward it. They love the performance. Your boss promotes the fake you. Your friends invite the fake you to parties. Your family praises the fake you at gatherings. Meanwhile, the real you watches from inside, dying a little more each day. You know that feeling when you're laughing at a party but feel completely empty inside? That's your authentic self trying to break through. That exhaustion after social events? That's the energy cost of maintaining the performance. Let me tell you about the 3 deaths you're already experiencing. The first death is emotional numbness. You can't selectively numb. When you suppress your unacceptable emotions, you suppress them all. Brené Brown's research shows that when we numb pain, we also numb joy. You become a ghost of yourself, going through motions, feeling nothing deeply. That's not depression. That's your psyche giving up on authenticity. The second death is chronic emptiness. That voice asking, is this it? That feeling that something's missing even when everything looks perfect on paper. That's your soul recognizing it's living someone else's life. Viktor Frankl called this the existential vacuum, the emptiness that comes from living without authentic meaning. The third death is relationship starvation. Here's the cruel irony. You wear the mask to be loved, but the mask is what prevents real love. People can't love who you really are if you never show them. You're surrounded by people but desperately lonely because they're all in relationship with your persona, not you. Now Jung said, everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. Everything you hide from others, you also hide from yourself. It doesn't disappear, it goes into your shadow. And the shadow always finds a way out, through sudden rage explosions over tiny things, through addictions where your shadow self seeks expression, through projection where you hate in others what you deny in yourself, through self-sabotage where your authentic self destroys the fake life, and through physical illness. The body keeping the score. Jung witnessed patients who maintained their persona so long, they experienced what he called enantiodromia, when something turns into its opposite. The helper becomes helpless. The strong one collapses. The happy one falls into deep depression. The persona doesn't slowly fade. It shatters. This is the midlife crisis, the nervous breakdown, the dark night of the soul. Dr. Bessel Kolk's work shows that authenticity suppression manifests physically as chronic fatigue from constant performance, digestive issues because you can't stomach the false life, back pain from carrying the weight of pretense, autoimmune conditions, where you're literally attacking yourself, and insomnia, because the unconscious won't let you rest in a false life. Your body is screaming the truth your mouth won't speak. Here's what most self-help gets wrong. You can't just be yourself. You have to first mourn who you've been pretending to be. This is what mystics call the ego death. Not destroying your ego, but letting the false construct die. It feels like dying because, psychologically, it is. Let me guide you through the 4-stage resurrection process. Stage 1 is recognition, the awakening. Start noticing the gap between your inner experience and outer expression. Keep a persona journal. When do you say yes when you mean no? When do you smile when you want to scream? When do you stay silent when you need to speak? Don't judge. Just notice. Awareness is the beginning of freedom. Stage 2 is grief, the necessary mourning. You have to grieve the years you lost performing, the relationships built on false pretenses, the authentic experiences you missed, and the person you could have been. This grief is sacred. It's your soul recognizing its own abandonment. Stage 3 is shadow integration, the dark merge. This is the scariest part. You must reclaim what you've hidden. Try this shadow integration exercise. Write down everything you judge in others. These are your disowned parts. Find one small way to express each shadow aspect. If you judge selfish people, practice saying no. If you judge weak people, practice asking for help. If you judge angry people, practice healthy anger expression. Remember, integration isn't about becoming your shadow. It's about having access to your full range of human experience. Stage 4 is authentic expression, the rebirth. Start small with micro-authenticity. Tell one small truth daily. Express one genuine feeling. Say no to one thing you don't want. Share one vulnerable thought. The people who can't handle your authenticity were never your people. They were your persona's people. Jung saw this process as alchemy, turning psychological lead into gold. The persona isn't destroyed, it's transformed into what Jung called the self, the integrated whole. You still have social roles, but you choose them consciously. You're playing the role isn't playing you. Every spiritual tradition describes this same journey. Christianity says, you must be born again. Buddhism teaches, kill the Buddha you meet on the road. Sufism instructs to die before you die. Hinduism speaks of destroying the illusion of Maya. They're all pointing to the same truth. The false self must die for the true self to live. You're standing at the threshold. You can close this video, go back to sleep, keep wearing the mask. Many do. It's safer, it's familiar, it's slowly killing you, but at least you know what to expect. Or you can choose the harder path, the path of integration, of authenticity, of becoming who you actually are beneath layers of conditioning and fear. Here's the ultimate paradox. When you stop trying to be loved and start trying to be real, you become truly lovable. When you stop trying to be strong and admit your weakness, you find real strength. When you stop trying to be perfect and embrace your shadows, you become whole. The person you're pretending to be is killing the real you. But here's the secret. The real you is immortal. It's waiting. It's always been waiting. Tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself one question. What would I do tomorrow if I wasn't afraid of judgment? Then do one small piece of that, one tiny authentic act. Your persona will resist, your ego will scream, your fear will rage. Do it anyway, because on the other side of that fear isn't death, it's your actual life, the one you came here to live. The mask is suffocating you, it's time to breathe. Welcome to your resurrection.